1989. That's the answer I received when I asked Dave Meltzer what his favorite Great American Bash was. And after watching it, I agree. See, the key word there? Agree. He isn't right, that is an opinion. We can agree with opinions, but until there is a barometer of a fielded metric of how a pay-per-view could be graded, we either say it's great, mediocre, or it sucks. So, how does this wrestling historian now get anointed as the voice of God? It is from the fellow writers that cannot determine what is good or not on their own. These are also people that want to mimic Dave Meltzer's career, all while making themselves bigger than what they actually are. And you are not a big deal, and I will point that out right now. These men are not reporters. These people get inside dirt handed to them from some companies. The companies they get no information from is then buried with lies and deceit. I understand the logistics of being a reporter and getting inside scoops, but this has to be from trusted sources. When one company's executives discloses information to you and he tells you then not to release that information until a given time, you respect the code there. It is another discussion when you release information that is not only inaccurate, but also then provided with lame excuses over and over again to your audience. Double downing is okay when you're describing a failed thought process. We're all human. But when you provide incorrect information to the public and do not understand valid retraction, then why should we trust anything you have to say? These journalists are judges with no evidence whatsoever. They need to be held accountable. Going back to Dave Meltzer, I appreciate the history and lessons he has taught us as far as accuracies and repercussions of the past go. The man can tell you how many tickets were sold on a random Tuesday in 1991 for any show. This is a skill. Where people should draw the line, though, is that his rating system is not a valid scale to let us know what is good. Us as viewers interpret that through motion, enjoyment, understanding, and most importantly, suspense of disbelief. We get it. It's a work. But what was the magnitude of the match, and how well was it performed? We can make the judgment of that. Since this is predetermined, we could also understand how these systems could be graded and manipulated. The problem with fans, though, is now judging wrestlers based purely on that. I'll point out one wrestler in particular that is one of the best in the business and has been for a long time too. Seth Rollins has provided top-level content for close to 8 or 9 years now. He is now teetering on the line of being known as a premier feature. Cultists of other promotions don't care about him. You know why? Because he never had a 5-star match anointed from Dave Meltzer. This is the disgust and angst people have against a company. That goes for the dirt sheets and fans alike. When people question Dave, he points out how badly their take is because we don't appreciate what he loves. The wrestlers want to hang out with him now. 40 years ago, the wrestlers would not want to see him and they would walk away if they ever did. Now, the teacher's pet has podiums on many platforms and it's diluting the trash bag known as the internet wrestling community. Piggybacking off the Lemmings, this is where the hate culture kicks in. If you're a fan of WWE and watch AEW, we laugh at the TV being put together. If you watch AEW, you refuse to watch WWE and hate everyone who does. It's criticism with a demonic twist of disregard. I understand that more companies being out there gives us tons more to watch. Hell, I just saw some footage of Stardom and was absolutely impressed with how hard-hitting these girls were. And here's the funniest part about what I just said. I'm sure the fact that I said girls will catch some crap with some people. That's because we're blending lines of modern social quarrels with a television program. Inclusiveness is taking the forefront of wrestling. I won't be going down that wormhole, but I do believe it's having a negative impact on the world. Take that as you may, but I used to watch wrestling as an escape from reality. Now, we have terrible podcasts being supported by cultists with not only views, but also monetary donations for super chats. These podcasters are to blame for stirring the hate mob, but they're not creating them. People who have low IQs follow blindly in any atmosphere, but with any type of sport, there will always be an armchair quarterback of sorts. In wrestling, since they get mic time and character development, the fandom will judge them more rapidly, and any opinions with the first intent of picking out flaws is there. This is the society we live in, and these so-called journalists have ruined it for everybody. So, here's my plea to all my colleagues. I will never consider myself a journalist. I am just a fan in a group of other fans that enjoy wrestling. Take your opinion on what you like and enjoy what you like and rate how you will. Just realize that our opinions doesn't mean we are right or wrong. And that sure as heck doesn't mean the gang-like mentality on social media needs to take place. Censorship isn't needed. Someone with varying views from myself or another needs to stick up and say, this is okay. That will never happen though. They don't want followers to go down. They don't want to bend the knee to these people that don't even fucking subscribe to what they put out there. It's all about their white knight imaging, and this stuff has to stop now. Love what makes you happy, but don't sleep on the egomaniacs out there feeding their own breed.